All right. Five. Did you press it again? All right. And we are live. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Kicking this New Year off with some nice commitments.
Yeah. It's a lot that goes into committing to a weekly show, but we're going to kick off this year with this podcast. And it does feel weird saying Happy New Year at the end of the month, but I feel like until the end of January, we can say Happy New Year.
Yeah, so January is more for, what's it called, playtest. I mean, the year started, but you still have grace to get a lot of things going.
Mm.
So we can try a few things because we say it's weekly and 3 weeks have already gone in. We
Oh,
tried. I mean,
weekly from when we launch. Weekly from when we
fair,
launch. How
fair.
about
Weekly
that?
for where we lunch, but also the fact that I've tried to get this off the ground, and we're slowly getting there.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in Canada, and
Yeah, since Christmas, man, it's like the world political order did not have a Christmas break. They just went back to back to back to back,
just
non-stop.
just going ham nonstop. I feel like, I mean, obviously with Trump as president, all the media outlets are gonna make so much money because there's never a dull moment. There's always something going on.
Yeah,
Um,
it's at this point I feel like I'm just like I'm not really. It's it's not it doesn't really move my needle. Basically, it's just like, yeah, he's gonna do his own thing. I'm gonna just focus on other things, pretty much.
yeah, that's fair. Obviously we care more about Canada here, but um, even on the Canadian front, as much as we try not to to worry about what happens down south.
I mean, they're not yet taking our prime minister and captured him and put him on a
Yeah,
boat and bring him
yeah.
to the FBI.
They
So,
haven't kidnapped Mark Carney. They haven't sent him to New York for a
do
trial
you
for
know
whatever.
what's going on with Venezuela's president or ex-president or the guy? Do you know where he is? Is he just in like some, like those underground prisons that nobody sees the
Man,
deal?
I have no idea. All I know is that now the US has access to all that Venezuelan crude, and they don't need Canadian crude anymore. So, um,
I mean, Canadian crude. I was gonna say Canadian crude does not need.
lol, please.
Couldn't come out from my mouth, but yeah,
We need people to buy our crude.
we do need people to
um,
buy our crude
Talking
for sure.
about selling things from Canada, I guess international trade. The big news, obviously, from last week was now we can buy BYDs.
BYD. You know what? I actually don't know if I should be happy because I want an expensive electric car. And I wonder if BYDs were here, if the price would have been half.
Bro, like, did we have to buy electric cars before this deal was announced?
Oh my goodness. But yeah, shout out to the BYDs coming in. Yeah, that was crazy actually. I feel like that was one like piece that I thought, yeah, Kanye can bluff and bluff and bluff, but
He's never gonna do
he's
it.
never gonna do it.
Yeah. So here's my take on Carney and his attempts to diversify our trade. Because we have no leverage in most of these deals, we end up making so many concessions to so many people
I mean,
just to get, like a small slice of a win. It's like, oh, now they can buy our canola. It's like, but China wasn't hurting by not having our canola. Like,
we were hurting.
like
But China not buying our canola.
like they weren't like sleeping and dreaming about, oh man, we need that Canadian canola, we need their beef, we need their like no, like they were fine. They needed to sell us their cars though.
Yeah, I mean, and they were fine not selling us till we're ready to come to the table, and they will keep selling in Europe,
Yeah,
in South America, in Africa, everywhere
e-
they'll sell the cars.
exactly.
Whenever you, yes, and Canada and every other person that thinks they're more important than China, already, they'll
You
come
will
to
come. But you see how we have no leverage there. So we end up making all these concessions, whether it's to the visa free travel or, you know, 50,000 EVs from China. Like,
I mean, you have to give it to Carney's political speech or political wording of. It's like he's bringing it back to 2023 level. So actually, I've never seen a BYD in Canada, so I'm like, I didn't
Yeah, I
even know
have
there
no
were
idea what he's
2023
talking about. I'm
levels.
like,
It's like, yeah, as of 2023, you could actually bring in 50,000 Chinese. I'm like, wait, where are these Chinese vehicles in Canada, please?
like I have no idea where he came up with that number because I have not
Maybe
seen.
it's Tesla Chinese vehicle.
Maybe because I was like 50,000 BYDs. I feel like we would have noticed them on the streets.
Oh, we would have noticed them everywhere.
You know?
Toronto, maybe not Montreal, because Quebec Premier was
Yeah, I don't know.
quitting, but like everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like you'd have seen them. So I'm not sure. You know, obviously he has to spin everything he does as a win. So we'll give him that
But shout out
grace.
to Marky, like he knows how to spin it, man. Like
he can keep spinning all he
he
wants.
can spin it in a non-partisan way. Like you get like there are other politicians like in the past without calling some people that put us in the crazy situation.
Yeah.
The man who is now in Hollywood, but anyways, there are other situations that I think that politicians try to spin it in a very partisan way. What Kanye does is like he spins his politics in a very, very centric and centrist way. Because think about it, when he spun the whole deal, Doug Ford was not mad. Doug Ford had to go back sleep, and his friends had to call him, and then he's like, "Why are we dumping cheap China vehicles?" I'm like, he literally said that. You were being all pragmatic on Sunday, and then you woke up on Wednesday after like the industry has called, and you're like,
he's all riled up. He's like, that was careless. But I mean, I don't know if it was careless. I don't know if it was not well thought. I just think that because we don't have enough leverage, we keep making too many concessions.
But I think if you give Carney a country without leverage, I think he's trying to put Canada in a position where the next prime minister would have leverage somehow, even though it's little one step above. But
I'm not understanding the math.
It's like, hey,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Leverage, but where do we go from here?
Yeah, where do we go
like,
from
how
here?
do we start to rally? You are talking, like we're talking about, like what the speech in Davos. Like, how do we start to feel like, yo, look, I know everybody wants to do trade in North America, and right now we can utilize the next 3 years where we have a sporadic North America, but Canada is stable. So come to Canada and then just enjoy the benefits of doing things in North America, uptake and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I see. So it's like, okay, yes, we don't have leverage, but we can't just throw our hands up and be like, oh, we don't have leverage. Let's just, anyway.
The crazy thing I want to ask about BYD is though, will government employees be allowed to drive?
Well, he claims that there will be data sovereignty requirements and all. I'm like, how? Like what? Like what? How do you enforce that? Like
we'll have DeepSeek factories in Canada.
They'll come on the AI. I don't know, man. The guy is a spin machine on his, like a one-man spin machine. So that part I'll give him.
He's good. He's good. Whatever he campaigned on, he closed that book. The campaign is over.
The campaign is done, guys. Now it's reality. Let's figure out how to dig ourselves out of this. But then I don't know, like he started poking the bear a little bit from the whole China-Canada trade deal conversation, talking about new world order, and then he goes to Davos and he doubles down on it and calls out the Donald without calling
without calling Donald out.
Some countries, some big economies, they do tariffs. I'm like, okay, guys,
we don't. I mean,
like, don't we tariff some things 200%?
Literally, we tariff our milk.
Yeah,
tariff our maple. We tariff our agriculture, which is in Canada's best interest, but we do tariff.
Yeah, so we do what's in our best interest. Other people do what's in their best interest. You might not like it, but
but like I think he shouldn't start acting like we have leverage.
Thank you. That's my. I'm like, he needs to slow down on this rhetoric that Canada is this big bad bully that can also stand up for themselves. I'm like, no,
I mean, we can figure out stuff, but we are not yet. We're so far away from being like one of the guys to stand up to China and US. Like we're more of like, hey, let's be diplomatic about this in everything we do.
So if you think about it, even from like the idea of like, like I'm using the idea of like a high school bully or whatever, like the solution is not for, the person getting bullied to all of a sudden start trying to, be a bully and talk a big game. That's not a solution to that. For the most part, you want to keep your head down, focus on what you need to do to get to a place where you can no longer be bullied, right?
Fair,
Stay out of
fair.
trouble, put your head down, put in the work. In the case of Canada, like we need to put in the work. Like Carney needs to be having these tough conversations here in Canada internally. It's like, what do we need to do to build that leverage? We don't need to sell canola to China to build the leverage. It's a good thing, but maybe we can start producing more of the things that the world needs badly.
But okay, I think that's he's doing some sort of that. Like the only thing that we know how to produce right
What
now
is
is
one
oil.
thing that he's producing that the world needs badly?
Right now, the only thing is natural gas, no oil actually. Natural
But we're
gas.
not even really doing that
Like
one now. Like
we're not yet doing it, but if we have a prime minister that's on board with natural gas, I think that's like it's like, hey, what's something outside of Canada that people really want?
yeah,
But
energy.
energy.
Yeah.
So let's capitalize on that. Another thing people really want, rare earth
Yeah.
minerals. Let's
Yeah.
find a way to capitalize on
All
those
the
two
lithium
things.
for batteries for
Exactly.
EVs. Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be like 0 to 100. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to be like, hey, I'm going to be supportive of all the provinces that have things that everyone wants in mass. And China does need our canola low key, but not in a desperate way.
Yeah.
It would be cool if there are other countries that do need our canolas and so on and so forth. But
Yeah.
I think like Carney's is coming into a situation where like we have been abused as an economy internally and externally,
Yeah.
and restricted ourselves. That is like, okay, how do I start changing the mindset of everything that's going on here? So people start to trust that I'm actually more of game than talk.
He's not winning me over yet, but I can see what he's working.
He can
So for me, here's the thing: energy. The world needs energy. The world needs more energy. Let's focus there. Rare earths, lithium, all these things, nuclear, and like we have the capability here in Canada. Let's focus on that. So he should bring all that big game talk that he's doing at Davos and in China.
I mean, he's making
He
people
should
like,
have those conversations here in Canada. He should push Canadians and help us understand why we need to do what we need to do.
but I think that's
to
what
survive.
that's why he needs to talk like that internationally. I like, trust me. It's more of a macro psychology that I think he's doing. I don't know what that would come
Yeah, you
from.
give Carney too much credit, man.
Like, I'm not giving him, well, him actually, I'm giving credit. His speechwriter, I'm giving credit
Yeah.
because whoever wrote that speech in French and English, great. But also too, like, understanding that the more you talk supportive, like carrying Scott Moe to an international trade discussion is unheard of from a liberal prime minister in Canada. Like, that's the Perry's. Like, there's no liberal, there's no win for Carney there.
Yeah.
Like, he's not even trying to win more seats in Saskatchewan. Like, or like, these are things that he's just like, you know what? I need people to start to believe me across Canada. I'm yet to see what he would do for like Quebec, but Quebec, it seems like they're just all over the place right now with their premiers.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if he made like a misstep by not really involving Doug Ford with the auto sector side of things, or he was like, yo, I don't really want bad energy here. I just need to get some global things going because, hey, first of all, the auto industry has abandoned and abused Canada. We shouldn't try to say, hey, Ford, Stellantis, these are the same people that literally took Canadian money and dipped the next
went
money.
back to
like,
the US as soon
let's
as
relax. Let's not try to be jumping. Like, we do need Canadian auto workers to be placed in like good companies and factories, and maybe Canada should start building their own cars. Maybe.
I mean, if we are making the batteries, if you are making the cars for American brands, put 2 and 2 together and make your own EVs.
Instead of us, because we're so proud of the fact that before the car is built in North America, it goes back and forth to America, then to Canada, then to. I'm like, that sounds like inefficiency to me, number one. And number two, why can't we just step it up and just say, you know what?
We're going to build the whole thing here.
We can build it literally.
And then we make the batteries and then we make a bunch of EVs and, Bob's your uncle.
But that's crazy, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else happened, literally, other than Davos?
I mean, over the holidays, there was the whole U.S., not invasion, but there was the whole U.S. mission or whatever in northern Nigeria where the...
Oh, yeah. Like when they were... It's like... Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
We've saved this, that, what we have helped all the Christians in the north. I'm like, I actually don't know what US interest is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but it was something. And then what else happened? Obviously, Maduro was
Captured, obviously.
captured. I've heard some ridiculous stories about how the US used overwhelming force.
It's like they just do like everything is just going to be bombs, everything is going to be jets, everything is going to be this like invisible. I'm like, dude, some certain things you can just walk in and say, "Hey, come with me." You don't have to call me.
Bro, I mean, the overwhelming force to an extent, like that was wild. I think they just needed a show of force, so nobody questions their I guess their might or their military superiority. So
That's crazy. But it's also like the Greenland stuff, which is also like everybody's saying like, oh, US is going for Greenland, then maybe eventually they would go for Canada too. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like,
So obviously they want to buy Greenland, and if Greenland refuses to be sold, or if Denmark refuses to sell, they've threatened.
the interesting thing is like, I don't know if it's the government of Denmark that has something to do with Greenland or the Kingdom of Denmark that has something to do with Greenland, and it makes it like,
Well, they own.
yeah, but I don't think it's the government of Denmark that owns Greenland, because I think Greenland is like a situation where it's the king that is.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Kingdom of Denmark that owns Greenland.
Like always like the head of state or the official leader or whatever of Greenland. Same way like the King of England, same way, but it's not like the England doesn't really own Canada or this, that, and the third.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what comes of this, because this guy has his eyes on
every single thing.
Yeah.
Oil down south, land of the Arctic, icebreakers everywhere.
It's wild. But yeah, I mean, one of the things I know we're going to focus on at the beginning of the year now is what does we've already said, kind of talking about is what does a Canadian economy look like, one that young people can get behind, right? So I think a lot of times in the political conversation, young people get left out of those things. So maybe, young people are too busy doing other things. And then when they realize that, they're getting left behind from a political standpoint, it's almost too late. So I guess the idea is to talk through what a Canadian economy can look like, one that young people can get behind, and maybe be that voice for the young people. So when Mark Carney goes and gives speeches, he considers our feelings and our thoughts and our ideas.
It's going to be really tricky too. Like, think about also like an AI economy that's also brewing, that's also about to also pull the rug out of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And trying to also give, because I think like there was the whole idea to just like bring everybody to Canada without any platform to hold economically, without any platform to build entrepreneurs or just create like interesting jobs. And the fact that Canada does a lot of inventions, for example, like AI was discovered in University of Toronto, right? Like it was a professor that started the whole machine learning, deep learning, like transition.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're at the forefront of any of
we offshore all of that work to California eventually.
Like we're not at the forefront of, so it's like, how do we support those early stage ideas and just let them, because like how Carney does this whole, and I think Doug Ford also does this, I'm not sure, where they create like these economic zones where they can just have like whatever
crazy ideas.
Yeah, crazy ideas, no taxes, all grants, all this, all that. Like we should create this kind of like economic zones, not physically but intellectually or like sectorially, so that people can capitalize on that. But yeah, like I'm thinking about AI as the thing that has to be overcome
to overcome. We're trying to overcome AI,
or just prevent it from just creating like a whole mass eruption in like
enthusiasm
in our economy.
Before we get too far, I need to read a message from our sponsor. So
let's go.
This podcast is sponsored by Kweeve. Kweeve is a platform for organizations that depend on donations for their financial operations. So the question Kweeve looks to answer is, how easy will it be for every dollar collected from all donation channels to be recorded in real time in the same place? Imagine all the time saved for financial admins who have to do financial reconciliation on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, yearly basis, issuing tax receipts, generating reports for senior leadership, looking at a dashboard for where money is coming in, going out. Check out Kweeve.com if you want to know what this could look like with this platform, and get started with your first month free using the link in the description below. That said, let's get to the podcast. Maybe one place we can start for talking about this is with housing and real estate, because I feel like that's kind of the foundation. People spend way too much of their income on housing right now, right? Housing is eating the rest of the economy, and we cannot have productive individuals, we cannot have productive businesses if a large chunk of our financial resources are going towards, whether it's rents or home ownership or whatever. Like, housing is eating up a big chunk of change from Canadians. I guess question for you: if you could press a button that could drop the value of homes or real estate by 40% tomorrow to help young people, but I guess
to help one people and then destroy other people.
Destroy our parents who have
I was thinking about it, like, imagine like if somebody comes and just says government pensions are too expensive, we're going to stop them after. It's like for the sake of the country, because the country cannot afford. Oh boy, some people are gonna be looking at like we are the country that we need to spend our pensions on ourselves. But yeah, the home ownership is, or even rent, and I think most of it is also just the fact of the way Canada is structured, right? Like Canada is just a group of dense populations in different areas, but we have a large landmass. But it's just like the few hubs that everyone is there, and because everybody is vying to be in this space where it's happening, then price goes up, everything changes, like, and stuff. So how do you make everywhere? How do you create more diverse attractiveness across our landmass? Like, how do you make a place like I don't know who I was talking to, like Saskatoon, like, how do you make it just anybody that wants to come and have fun and a concert and a party?
That's the place to be.
That's the place to be.
Yeah.
Because even in Ottawa, or even like everybody is either going to like Toronto or Montreal for anything.
Yeah.
And then you just go outside of those hubs if you want something cheaper and if you can afford to go cheaper. But you're not going outside because you're enjoying the life outside. You're going there because it's cheaper, but you're still close to where everybody wants to be. We need to diversify, because if you look at the US, there's a lot of places that everybody wants to be in the US. There's Texas, there's California, there's Seattle, there's Portland, there's New York, there's Florida.
So let's stay on that. Like, I think one thing the US knows how to do very well is, tweak incentives and disincentives to kind of direct how people react. Everybody do not always want to go to some of these places, right? New York and California are probably the most densely populated states in the US, in the sense that a lot of people are there. But a lot of people are also moving away from there because other states have provided incentives that will make them attractive to, whether it's investors, business. Like, how is Texas it is already an IT hub. Like, it's like,
I mean, it did take a bit of time though. Like, and they capitalized on emerging technology. Right? For example, I think Austin was like mostly when the crypto technology was taking off, Austin just capitalized on it to try to create, like, if everybody is going for like high tech in Silicon Valley, people that want to do like crypto technology, maybe come to Austin and then build out from Austin, and then you have like the finance hub in New York. So we can find ways to do those kind of diverse incentives across Canada. It's not Western territory. The also thing is, like, we have areas that are territories and lands just for decoration, not for inhabitation.
Canada has way too much cold and snow and ice and all. we cannot let it go to waste. Like maybe we should start building those underwater data centers in some of these places.
True, and
Right?
capitalize on the AI. Like, but
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
hey,
like
you know what?
you don't have to pay for cooling, like
And water. And
yeah,
when you have ice water, not just regular water.
yeah, but the computers will generate so much heat that like it kind of balances out somehow, right? Scientists should fact check me, but I just bring a bunch of hot computers,
Put it in the
put it in ice, you get water.
and you get a bunch of viruses that come out of the ice. But yeah, I think because in the US they're having this whole issue where like data center build out is like a problem, increasing like water usage, increasing
electricity.
Canada, we have a lot of land, and we can provide opportunities. And AI is emerging. It has skyrocketed already, but we can still put ourselves at the forefront. Like I said, like we had like one of the inventors of AI, like was literally a professor in Canada, right? So you can think about ways we can, but then also the thing is, he was a professor in Toronto. Toronto is literally one of those.
Yeah.
Like, how do we find ways to like divert like some of those new emerging sectors to, like, or even like electric EVs, like batteries and so on and so forth? How do we find ways to like remove like the everyone wanting to be in Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver?
Here's the thing: as much as people love to have fun and go to these places, Toronto, Montreal, people also want to have meaningful work. So you create jobs in some of these places, you lower taxes in some of these places, and all of a sudden people are moving.
Like I don't know, man. Like with the code, the code. Like they pay you like a lot of money to work in like Northwest territories and Yukon and so on.
Yeah.
It's just that everything is expensive because they don't have infrastructure like groceries and
so. Well, I mean, it sounds like there's opportunities to invest in some of these places, build out some level of infrastructure, lower the taxes in those places, and generally just, when I say create jobs, they're not going to fall from the sky. But to my point about building data centers, people have to work there, right? So those are, decent paying jobs. Yeah, people that already live there, but you'll probably have to upskill many of them. But also there will also be economic migration where people are leaving here to go there to find work. Obviously, with AI, there's been a lot of job cuts and whatnot, and these people are willing to work. So let's get them working on something, whether it's building the data centers or running them or something. Like I just feel like there has to be a way to incentivize people to, and then obviously immigration is another way to get people to some of these places, right? Rather than just shut down immigration entirely, you can start controlling the flow to certain places where you go there, you can only work there. If you leave that place, you're going back to your country.
It's like once you come out, deport. Like no, that's like but they do like a lot of like I know folks that are based in certain areas and they get like PRs faster and they have even more incentives, lower like even higher salary band, right, for some of these places. But it's going to be very tricky because it's not just an economic incentive that you need to build. You also have to build like a secular incentive, entertainment. Like one of the things that is like even in our hockey, for example, they're just in the major, maybe not like I don't know if we like obviously there's a Winnipeg that has one. Like I'm thinking about the Kweeves outside of the big cities like Calgary, Edmonton. Winnipeg is a big city, obviously. Vancouver, Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal. Like what's happening in Halifax and Nova Scotia and New Brunswick and like some of these places, like they don't have much of those entertainment like kind of thing, or even like not just sports wise, music wise, like trying to build out that whole infrastructure from entrepreneurship to entertainment and then just like live and stuff. It will definitely drastically bring down the prices because if very soon it's like if there's already a lot of entertainment like 2-3 hours away up north from here and it's cheap and there's good schools, groceries, jobs, like why am I paying double the price in Toronto, Vancouver, Ottawa and so on and so forth?
People will move. And it probably be similar to during the pandemic when all of a sudden now people could work remotely. You find people going back home to wherever that is, whether it's further east or west. People
Remember
left
now,
some of the big cities.
people get
Well,
everybody's like,
now everybody has to return
back
to
to
office,
work,
and
return to work 4 days a week.
yeah, it's
It's
so,
it's it's
And I
crazy.
also feel like, if I really what I'm saying, but like I also feel like if you lean into what these cities have to offer, like in terms of the weather, for example, because like you think of Florida, Florida is just like known for the heat and
yeah.
summer activities, and like when it rains, there are alligators and all of that. But like if you think about like Saskatchewan or like Manitoba or like Northwest, it's like very like actually the middle belt is like very dry and cold, but then like and farming, but like the north is like northern lights,
yeah, yeah.
snow, all these things. So like if you like actually like try to focus on winter is actually not that bad, guys.
Winter is actually
You build entertainment around what you get there, right? So you have
Like,
some
Manitoba is
desert
cold.
tour in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. I, bro, what I know is humans will make like they can make do with whatever
And
as long
also
as it's
too, like,
packaged
I don't
properly.
know if you remember, like when it came like the house prices were ridiculously cheap.
I don't know if it was ridiculously cheap. It
I
was
do remember like being like
cheap compared to today, but back then,
no,
it was
like ridiculously cheap. Like in Abbotsford, for example, I remember like there was a townhouse like that was like 200,000, and people were like, "Oh, it's expensive. It's this, it's that."
like I said,
You can't
but
find a $200,000
you can't find that
townhouse
now. Not
in
even, not
Abbotsford.
even a condo.
It was like literally in Abbotsford. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure what changed. I think the concentration and just increase in demand just focused on very, very small hubs.
Yeah.
Is where it is. And then if we start to say, hey, you know what, let's have more of those hubs across like the land mass, change.
A lot of times when you talk about housing, the one solution that keeps people keep trying to push to the front of the line is this idea that let's build more lower valued homes so that people can buy them more easily. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like instead of building these nicer like single family homes or whatever,
Yeah.
let's build a bunch of condos or mid-rise apartments or like stuff like that. Is that really a solution to the housing?
I think so. I think not a solution, but it's a component. But I don't think it's the fact that everybody wants to be at a particular place at a particular time is hard to adjust for pricing.
Yeah, that just drives up prices.
It just drives up pricing. And we should figure out why is it that everybody wants to be here. Obviously, some people might just have preference, but some people there might be no other option.
Yeah.
If we start saying, hey, let's create options and make people just flexible, because hey, you can move from maybe rural Quebec to Ottawa in 2 hours, because now you have the option of high-speed train
rail,
to just go. It's like, what am I doing here? Even if I'm coming back to work, I'm not driving. I just have ease, affordable transportation. I have groceries where I am, because most of these rural areas, they don't have access to groceries. So it's giving options, increasing competition transportation-wise, in grocery-wise, like all this whole thing where you just have 3 or 4 companies running every single thing. It's those are the main things that are adding to the fact that everybody wants to be in the place, because those handful of companies are not trying to spread their investment across. They're just trying to be focused in their investment and get the highest return. So there's no incentive for them to just be building big grocery chains across the land.
That's fair. I mean, like rather than squeezing more housing into this place where everybody always wants to be, let's go build some of these I guess diverse types of housing outside the concentrated areas, maybe, so we can start spreading people out a bit more, offer high-speed rail or proper transit, so people don't have
offer high-speed rail, offer high-speed internet, offer like diversification on our telecommunication and banking, and just like
give people options.
Options literally would give a lot of people like the ease to just say, you know what, because think about the fact like you can just travel across Europe easily. You can't really just easily travel across Canada. Maybe obviously Canada is big, but even within let's say just Ontario, Quebec, you can just easily just travel across.
Yeah,
the
it's
cities.
expensive.
It's expensive to do
Yeah.
that, right? So Canada just feels like there are no much options. So if you're making a new choice, you have to make sure that it's the best choice that you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to incentives. Like, it just sounds like we're not providing the right incentives for the behaviors we want to see, which is unfortunate because that's one thing the US seems to have nailed down, where it's like people come up with crazy ideas here in Canada and they're like, you know, you have to now decide, well, how much loyalty do I have to Canada? There's a lot of cash in Silicon Valley, though. Like, I'll get that VC money just like that, right? And then they end up leaving, building big multi-million-dollar companies, employing, hundreds,
There are a
thousands
lot
of
of
people.
Canadians in Silicon Valley. They just put it down.
Yeah, it's like, why?
I actually don't know why I never really thought of relocating to the States. It's because I know a lot of people like the flexibility, the opportunities are just there to just relocate, but people take advantage of it. But yeah, I think Canada just feels once you have something going, it's just easier to it's safer, it's simpler,
Yeah.
but then it's a bit more privileged to speak.
Kind of like the frog that's boiling in the pots.
Yeah, boiling a bit, but the other one is boiling like crazy.
The other one is just so erratic. You don't know what to expect, but it could be good.
The pet frog.
Yeah, it could be good for sure.
That's crazy. No,
yeah.
man. But Canada also needs to get a lot of things to just be cheaper, man. It has to be cheaper. Like phone plans can be cheaper. Like groceries can be cheaper. Like airline tickets can be great. Like just domestic.
Half the cost of a flight is just fees and taxes. I'm like, how does that make sense?
And the fact that new companies don't survive when they try to compete is also problematic for our economy. So, Carney, please. I like the talk across and the momentum and the memorandum of understanding. Can we have an MOU for the whole economy to just, diversify?
We don't need more MOUs. We don't need more speeches. Carney is just talking.
Yeah. I'm all in on Carney this time.
Too many words. Too many words.
The funny thing, I was more action. I saw his book. I was so tempted to buy it. Yeah. I want to read. What was it? Something called Valley?
Every time you talk about this guy, it's either something he has said or something he has written down. Never something he has done.
No, that was it. No, talk about how he navigated Canada through the 08-09 financial crisis.
How did he navigate Canada through the?
That's a very good question. No one pushed it back to him. But I'm pretty sure he did a bit of speaking and a bit of writing and a bit of motivation.
Apparently, Canada was the only country in the States that did not have
bailouts.
Yeah.
Shout out to
please
Carney.
There was no company to bail out.
No. Like when we came over 2010 to EU, Canada wasn't a bad place to be in.
I'm not saying Canada is a bad place. I'm saying
it's been on the up and up, and also maybe because things are cheaper on the other side because there was heavy crashes. Versus Canada has been just a relative. Obviously now in this short time, things are just since COVID, price of everything just skyrocketed. Yeah. But over time,
who knew that when you print out money and send to 40 million people, inflation will occur?
You print money. Yeah. They also send money, but things don't go crazy.
The US do not have CERB.
But the thing is, US also has a lot of engine production that happens.
That's it. You to sell something, to make money, you need to produce something. That's the missing gap. We're not producing much beyond the few things that we've always produced from back in the day. We're not increasing our production scope. We're not trying to, this is what how in business talk about, who's your target audience? Who's the buyer persona? What do they need? What do they want? Tailor your product to, be a right market fit. We're not doing any of that. We're just these are the things we always produce: milk, beef, canola oil, maple syrup. You must buy it. Let's make a deal. You want to sell your cars to us? Sure, as long as you buy our stuff, though. Yeah, sure. And then we come out.
But thing other than the BYDs, which I think is it's a good deal with China. But
I'm all for competition. It's gonna drive down the price of cars.
hey,
I'm all for
bring in
competition.
competition, enable competition. Literally,
But here's the
you know, like,
problem: the Chinese BYDs are not competing with Canadian brands because guess why? There are no Canadian brands. They're gonna come and compete with American brands.
fair. Good point.
So,
Good point. But I'm saying, like, even the things that are Canadian brands, right? I think Canada is also afraid of to allow competition to come in, which probably is affecting how we can also sell our produces out.
yeah.
For example, like I was like, even to get like US banks were also asking about, like, they don't allow US banks to like operate
US
fully.
banks, no,
Like, you
US
have to go to
Telecom.
US Telecom, all of these things, which is good. Like, we're trying to make things a bit pristine, but also too, like, in the idea or in a world where you have to sell your ideas and sell your products to get economic revenue, it becomes very tricky when you have to go and say, hey, we need to make deals. That's why people are mad at I like the BYD deal because it puts it on the, hey, you know what, we're not going to be protecting production and competition in Canada. Let's allow you to come in. Hey, is it a gamble? Yeah. Would it pay off? We'll never know. But in the meantime, it might
It might. We'll know eventually.
Yeah, but in the short term, it might help spur a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
too.
I'm all for it. Bring in the cars. Let's see how cars that are made in Canada can compete with the BYDs. Maybe to force them to figure out how can we make these cars more efficiently, cheaper.
Stop changing borders over borders selling.
You know, like how does it make sense to
factory.
go from this country to this country to this country to this country? Oh, now the car is ready. Like what? Like,
it's like, what don't we have in this country that has to be done in that country? It's like, it's a bunch of. But again, it goes. These are legacy systems, and to your point, I'll give you, US is not big because they were depending on legacy systems. These are legacy economies that, hey, even though they are controlled, even though they are very, very tightly, like, competition is restricted in those spaces, they have a wide array of very brand new greenfield industries that are just like entrepreneurship engines for the whole economy, right? Tech is a good sector. Like, real estate is also another sector. You can think about constructions and healthcare and so on and so forth. But in Canada, we have a lot of legacy, and we've not created industries that allow for competition.
We've not, because even the legacy. So if you think about it, like even the agriculture, even the maple, even the what's the other one? Canola. They're so protected. Like, I can't just wake up one morning and say I'm gonna open a maple farm. I'm gonna tap all the maple and I'm gonna sell it. They will come for me.
I mean, also, you can't just wake up like, I want to sell my pipeline oil.
Everything is like, do you get, like, for a country that needs to be producing at a rate that we've not produced before, for a country that needs to be making things that other countries want, we're so like cautious and risk averse and like not incentivizing production at all. I don't know, it's counterproductive. So less talking, less writing, more action, more Carney.
How about we go read his book first, and maybe you might be
I am not buying it. I am not gonna pay more Carney to read more words from him. He has way too many words, man. Like, the guy, I need more.
There are people that have words, but he's not that kind of. He's more like a mansplainer kind of person. Not in a very bad, like, recent way, but in a way that he's like, hey, let me just help you understand what is going on right now. It might look like nothing is going, but let me tell you how a lot of things are.
I don't see how this is not bad. Him mansplaining to Canadians how he's better for the economy when they're like, bro, like, I cannot make ends meet. Like, I'm trying to buy groceries, I'm trying to buy gas. Like, this is not working.
But he's done.
And he's not going to explain to me how.
He's going to tell you, well, remove the price on carbon.
What? Isn't the gas price higher?
No. Gas prices are way lower, yo. Like, I was driving the other day, I was like, yo, why did I not switch to an electric car? Because it was like $100 per liter. Yo, last year, 2 years ago, 140 easily per liter. And that was just regular before you go to premium. Like, it was great. Like, he's done a few things to like it's not heavy, but like, again, it's foundation work. It's just year one foundation work.
I am saying it is not. He's doing makeup work.
No. This is like, they're repairing the foundation.
He's not repairing the foundation. To repair the foundation, we need more production.
Yeah, but
so all he's doing is makeup. He's making all these weird trade deals and whatnot.
Not even trade deals. He's like encouraging sovereign sovereign wealth fund to invest in Canada. Like he's going to, for example, he just went to.
Once again, those people are not going to bring their money to Canada for
They
free.
will.
They're putting their money here because of their own selfish interests.
No, but they're just not getting, they're putting their money to help people here produce.
Is that what they're putting their money to?
Yeah, when you're investing in an economy, you're not just investing for anything's sake. You're investing to increase production, increase the value of production.
Those guys have so much money; they don't care if the money they invest.
No, fair, but
it has any return really.
But it's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
Do you have any other side topics for today that you usually want to talk about?
I'll have a few side topics. Depends how crazy you want to get, but
it's a new year. We're going to start.
It's a new year.
It's a regular.
But I am reading a book about marriage, which prompted me to my usual thought about. So I don't know if you've had conversations with people who are like, oh, my boyfriend and I or my girlfriend and I, we just really love each other, like there's no need to get married and, get the government involved, blah, blah, blah. I just want to say sometimes, like, nah, he doesn't love you.
Man, don't just come out and hurt their feelings and rip their hearts.
This for you.
Let me tell you.
The long game here.
Episode 1, we're gonna get in trouble for this.
No, but think about it. But yeah, like I think you're right in some sense. Like you can't, like, oh, you don't want to get the government involved. The government automatically is involved whether you want the government to be involved or not. Like by default, the government is involved, and this probably also goes for when you get married, the government is involved. So however you want to do it, government is involved. When you're not married, the government is involved. When you're married, the government is involved. So that's just an excuse. Maybe think about something else as to why.
So it's not just an excuse. I'm gonna say it from, because it usually happens, where it's the guy that has somehow convinced the lady that, why do we need to get the government involved? Our love is pure. We don't need to do this. We don't need to do that. Let's just, what's wrong with what we have? Let's not put labels on it. All those kinds of arguments. And in reality, they're just buying time to find a more suitable partner.
Or buying time to see if this gamble or this trust is it trust? Like you're buying time to see what unfolds. Because I don't trust you.
Yeah. Well, I don't trust
on
you.
the line in some, like, to allow the implications of what marriage by the government laws would have, because the government is not getting involved. The government is just saying, yo, if you divorce, it's gonna look like this. Literally, that's all the government is saying.
Yeah,
that's all the government does not have anything to do with whatever. You just sign this paper so that when one of you come back.
Wait, is that like a thing? I've only seen some movies, but like, is that a thing where you're like automatically protected if in like legal issues and criminal issues?
Yeah.
Like you can't testify against.
Yeah.
But if you're not married, even if you're common, I don't know if that works.
But also, I think there's some economic. I think that's criminal. I don't know about Canada criminal code, to be honest. Like sometimes it's like certain things that happen. I'm like, how is that?
Yeah.
Just how is that unjust? But anyways, but I think also there are a lot of economic advantages people don't realize. Like in North America and most of the like Western cultures, like government being involved in marriage is not the way people think about it. I think it's more of those kind of things where it's like, oh, like businesses pay lower taxes.
Yeah.
It's almost that kind of angle that economically, like like married couples are a lot more economically incentivized than singles.
I mean, I'm thinking less about the incentives and all of that. I'm thinking more about the motives, because you can get the economic benefit from common law in many cases.
Okay.
Right? You can get
but even at common law, you get the government involved in common law.
Which you're getting to my point. The motive is
it's just the marriage.
It's like they're like this marriage thing. I don't know. You, me, together forever, and I have to promise that to you in front of all these people. I don't know. I feel like that's the real motive, and then it's kind of masked with all these different excuses as to oh, it's just an institution created to oppress women. Oh, no. Like, let's,
Institution created to oppress men, maybe.
bro, that's hot take. We can we can pivot and go there. But it's like, if you claim you love this person, all marriage, not all, but like for the most part, what marriage is asking is, okay, make it public. Let there be a witness to the fact that you actually, in fact, do love this person, and you're going to spend the rest of your life with them, for better, for worse, in health, sickness, all of that fun stuff. Because that is the purest form of love, right? It's like, okay, no matter what happens, I got you. I'm gonna stick by you. Blah blah blah. Anything else, you have an out, and an easy out at that. Like, it's not even a question.
but then you're right that people are giving that excuse, but they're not really talking about marriage per se. Because even like legally marriage, you just go back and be like, you know what,
it not
out,
work.
it not work. But
Yeah, it's never
technically,
that
like,
smooth. It's not that's a much harder thing. Also, you kind of
yeah,
have
true.
to
The government
face-
has to face. There are
Yeah.
certain rules you have to go through.
yeah,
before you
you,
just go.
you have to face the music too of the family, friends, if there's kids involved. Like, there's all kinds of things you have to, obviously you have to deal with. A lot of it's also in the terms of like a long-term non-marriage relationship, but it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same.
But I think people should take their time,
People should take their time.
but not use the time, taking time to just do. They should be clear as to the fact that they're taking their time
Yes.
to make a decision that would have lifetime impact.
Yeah, and partly why it's an important thing to, so for example, in the marriage relationship, or even in any relationship, for some reason men have always come out with the upper hand in the the dynamic of things, where for us, at most, what are we giving up at most? The most common thing you hear is you lose some freedom, or you lose some, like, and really, what's the freedom to go do whatever you want to do? Like,
It's
okay,
not like,
sure.
yeah,
Like, it's not even a real loss you're losing.
yeah, you're not losing anything.
Right? But the investment from the woman is pretty significant, especially when you go into reproduction and things like that.
And stuff, okay.
Yeah, the investment from the, so there's a need for that protection of love, that no matter what happens, I'll stay with you, because they're putting in more of the investment in that relationship.
Except you're coming with a lot of financial capital. That you can see.
Except who's coming with you?
The guy is coming with a lot of financial capital.
Sure. I mean, then they can be like, you know what? I'll take the investment plus I'll take half your money.
That's the collateral.
That's the collateral, right? Like, yeah. So I mean,
No, I didn't think about it that way, to be honest. You have a good point that there's a lot of you need that assurance to be able to make that investment of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, of all the changes that will happen just bodily
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's actually more risky.
it's a lot more risky for the woman. Like,
Yeah.
many times they also take primary childcare responsibilities, might have to put their career on hold, not might, will have to put their career on hold for a while, either during the pregnancy or after. Like, there's a lot of investment that they just keep piling on, and the guy is just there chilling, right? So outside the context of marriage, that protection is not fully there.
Especially like if you're buying things like properties together.
Yeah.
Start mixing your finances and no marriage.
I mean, don't make sure you see until they give you that
Yeah.
for better for worse. Don't
Even
be
like
dabbling.
renting together.
Yeah.
is like
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's easier said because people just usually like benefit from like, hey, you know what? We don't have anything. Let's just do this together. Let's just split. Let's do that. But they're not thinking about once this becomes norm and casual, you've subconsciously invested a lot more than what the guy is bringing to the table. The guy is just bringing, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
You're bringing.
You're bringing a lot to the table, right? And then if you go enter into a situation of cohabitation, and you guys start having kids without the marriage, it's like, this guy decides to dip tomorrow. Like, what's the basis for
Hey,
anything?
you better just have a good lawyer to bring up all the child. I mean, they have by default child
Yeah,
support.
there'll be child support by default. But
But
say,
then
for example, there's no
guy-
kids involved.
and
Like,
you're just taking your whole life on the roller coaster, and
Yeah.
then you come out at the other end.
and then now you have to go start afresh. Like what?
So February is around the corner, yo.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
why
better
I'm saying this. So.
Better. Either start pivot or double down by a commitment
Yeah, this year I'm gonna be putting a lot of pressure on
all the
my-
single,
all the
all
single-
the single ladies.
all the single ladies.
Put your hands up.
That's it.
I mean, some people like also just don't want to get married.
Yeah, some people don't want to. Like sometimes a mutual decision from both parties. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm making it sound like obviously the women have no power or say in it, but in the, speaking broadly and generally, the dynamic is more in favor of the guy in a relationship that doesn't have the protection of marriage. And I know, yes, today in 2026, the institution of marriage is not really.
It's not really institutional.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because
which-
there's a lot of good that comes out. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of growth. There's a lot of like maturity and understanding of just the human being partner. Like what's hey, we want to microwave everything. You know the crazy thing I saw. This is like I'm asking Gemini to think, to provide me answers, and I see there's a button now. It's like answer now. I'm like, why are you taking 3 seconds to think?
I saw that too.
I'm like,
yeah.
Bro, answer me now. And I'm like, I don't know if this is an experiment. They are tracking to see. It's like, because I wanted you to give me a thoughtful answer, so I asked you to think.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking.
It was taking like 2 minutes.
I'm like, dude, answer me now, please. Because we're in a microwave generation.
Yeah.
And this should be promptly, which is crazy.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing to consider because, I mean, to your point, it does mature both parts.
It does mature both parts.
The psychological parts to the whole for better, for worse, forever is that you wake up every morning with the same person next to you, knowing that you've made a promise to them to be with them forever. It's different from when you have not made that promise, right? So whether they pissed you off yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before, the promise is there. It has not gone away.
When you don't have a promise, at some point, it's like, what am I doing?
When you don't have it, exactly.
Why am I getting to today? Like,
yeah.
You know what? Today I first one cool thing I saw over the holidays was like, I don't know if he's the richest man in BC, but he has like a bunch of car dealerships. I believe he's 92 years old, and he's been married for, I believe he said 60 something or 70 something years, which is very, very, like, sometimes I check the Wikipedia articles of some of these rich people, and I'm like, it's a bit tricky how it goes, but
yeah.
But yeah, next week I should give the hot take on pet insurance, maybe.
Yeah, we should talk about pets. I mean, my should humans own pets? Talk about hot takes.
I don't know if he's owning. It's
I mean,
more like
if you paid money for them, sounds like
no.
slavery
Think
to
about
me.
it like this. I live with the pets.
Yeah, the pet doesn't have a choice.
No.
So remember how like dogs became domesticated?
How? Because of hunting and survival.
So basically, dogs are like the weakest of the wolf pack, and that's how they became. Because like they learned that if they worked with humans, they will get food instead of having to hunt for them.
For their own, yeah.
So like over generations, at some point,
the choice has been made.
Literally, they just like come and just like choose their family and just like stay with them.
So let's stay.
When you go to the adoption thing, it's like, I didn't choose him.
He chose
me.
Law. That's very funny. You know, humans are very interesting creatures. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble for referencing slavery at this point.
I mean, we just evided
MLK. Sure. It's a US thing, but it's one thing for an African to be like, oh, I'd like to stay with a Caucasian. It's another for a whole trade route to be built.
I mean, we are building on pet adoption, low-key, is the whole transatlantic trade going on.
You
there.
know,
We should do some. CBC should do some. CBC
investigative journalism. Because how many pets could there possibly be that need to be adopted?
No, they import them from all these countries.
If you hear what
Are
I'm
they
thinking,
importing them because they would need to be, or are they raising them there?
are they breeding
Because
them
it's cheaper
there
to
and
breed them there
importing-
Wow.
and make North American dollars when you sell them. This is like you buy low, sell high kind of thing. Like, I mean,
That would be crazy.
there's a lot going on there.
And then
No, because like when you go to those countries, you see just like dogs.
But those are not the dogs.
Those are
guys.
not the dogs they
I
adopt.
don't think
They'll still bring cute puppies for you to adopt. Where are these puppies coming from?
How are these breeds over there?
Yeah.
And then you're saying that, oh, we're an adoption agency, but we work with rescues. Go and investigate those rescues, please. Those rescues are not rescuing. They're recreating.
It's funny how like you see like in traffic in Lagos, you see somebody selling a husky,
Wait, what?
like a puppy.
Where did they bring the husky from?
I'm watching them out of blood.
Like,
I literally saw like one video. I think it was only like 2 or 3, and they had blue eyes and everything.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
is this weather?
Where did they
yeah,
get
no,
that?
those huskies are like, please send me back to Canada.
I mean, not, but yeah. And then you build a whole industry around pets, which is a whole different thing. Like,
Yeah.
they're just like, which is like, oh, you can eat this, you cannot eat this. Oh no, you can actually eat this, but you cannot eat this. And you just have these two factions.
Yeah, like,
Of
what
what they
are
can
all
eat.
these rules about what dogs can eat and what they cannot eat? Like, I
And
mean,
then you now have to go do like the dental care, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you see all of these little things. All of these things have to be done XYZ, like this, like that.
that is why.
And then and then like actually, if you look, his teeth is not growing. This. Maybe we have to do X-rays to see if his teeth is actually inside of the gum, because naturally looking at the teeth, like a dog's teeth should have 10. He has 9, so we should be looking for 1. So we put an X-ray there. Would this all be covered by your insurance?
$900 later.
No, it's not covered by the insurance because these are all
These are optional
examination.
things. These are things that you want to have for your dog, right? They're not.
And then the things that are not covered by the insurance. Oh, what did you do? Oh, was it an emergency? Can you show us that it was actually an emergency? Can you bring the paperwork? Can you file it? It's like, dude, we've been doing monthly payment. I'm not be asking you for paperwork.
No, the one time.
I didn't ask you what I do with the money I'm giving.
Yeah.
But
this-
anyways, maybe we should have some Chinese BYDs in the pet industry.
the pet industry.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool. How long have we been doing this for?
That's about
All right, yo.
Yeah.
So Wednesday night politics,
Yeah.
pets and marriage.
Stay tuned for what we have to discuss next week. I think we can probably figure out what is a Canadian economy that young people can get behind.
Yeah. What kind of other things other than the typical thing they can do? Like, because we talked about real estate, like real estate, housing, rentals. What else is a blocker to thriving in the Canadian economy politically? Maybe we can look at that.
I mean, yeah, there's a bunch of things. There's education, there's taxation, there's
education and taxation. These are the two things that we can actually spend some time talking about.
immigration also affects young people quite a bit. Right? Obviously, you're coming out of school expecting XYZ, and then all of a sudden, there's an influx of immigrants that are competing with you now for those jobs. Right? Obviously, I came as an immigrant, so
I've been thinking about when we came as immigrants.
Yeah.
The way I saw a lot of other immigrants that were Canadians then not understanding what was going on. It's almost the same way I feel. No, like a lot has changed when it comes to immigrants. Like it's so like I don't know, like everything is just different. Like what worked no longer works. What questions you would ask and not questions you ask. But
yeah, there's a bunch of things there that we can talk about, and who knows?
This was good. This was good. Finally, we're able to cut out an episode.
Yeah.
3 weeks later.
Yeah, fun facts. This is 3 months in the
It's
making.
like how many tries, man?
3 months in the
We've done
making
different
to
tries.
kick off this podcast. So
Give me a round of applause.
please be gracious.
Yeah.
Don't take any of my hot takes too seriously.
Don't take them, man. Make sure you don't take them. This is all day, every day banter.
Yeah. But we'll see you
See you
in
Sit
2
you back, McCarney.
Yeah, Makani, when you come back, let's get to work, please. We've done enough talking and enough writing. Let's, roll up, elbows up.
Elbows. Anyways, all right. Take it easy.
Au revoir.